Ryan's New England Patriots are coming off a great win on the road against the New Orleans Saints, and now they get to go to Nashville to take on the Tennessee Titans. And this is going to be a very unique and personal matchup, which we'll get to here in a second for some members of the Patriots coaching staff. My name's Tyler here with my brother Ryan. We're going to break down this Week 7 Patriots Titans matchup. Be sure to leave a comment, let us know who you think is going to win and why, and hit that subscribe button. Get notified when new videos come out. Trying to get to 8,000. And let's see if we can get there by the end of this week as we're about 300 or so away. And Ryan, let's get into this here.
Let's do it.
So going into this, prepping up one already just a big, just general elephant in the room. Mike Vrabel returning to Tennessee Titans, you know, where he used to coach. What's that relationship going to be like? And then Titans dropped the bomb. Breaking news right before we start recording this. Brian Callahan fired from Tennessee. Maybe Mike Vrabel would want to go back to Tennessee and coach for his former team because clearly the Patriots are not having any success this year at all. They don't look good at all. I'm obviously being hyperbolic and well, actually facetious, I should say. I'm joking, whichever is the correct word is, because the Patriots look great. Dominant win. Drake Maye looks amazing, and Tennessee looks like the exact opposite. So, Ryan, real quick before we get to your Patriots here, what is Tennessee doing? Like even
I
the firing of Mike Vrabel was questionable at best. Just because like we all saw how injured they were, saw the even what he was able to do in Tennessee with the talent they had. Like it really
yeah,
was like, and the GM made horrible decisions such as trading AJ Brown for Traylon Burks and pack of sandwiches, essentially. Then Derrick Henry he gets hurt. The defense felt like every player was getting hurt, but yet week in and week out with practice squad guys, Mike Vrabel would put out one of the top defenses in the league. Then they
yeah.
fire him, and then his replacement, he gets fired a season and a half in. Not even a season and a half in. I think a season and a third.
23 games in. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, what are they doing over there in Tennessee?
I don't know. This franchise over the last 2.5 years has been poorly run. You look like they're not giving anybody, and I'm not saying Brian Callahan's performance aside, they're not really giving anybody an opportunity. Vrabel won Coach of the Year there, took them to an AFC Championship game. You had multiple 2,000-yard rushing seasons, I believe, with Derrick Henry, or if not multiple, you had one with another really
Close.
really
Yeah.
close attempt. But then you trade AJ Brown, the best or second best offensive player on that team. You don't get what doesn't work out with Will Levis. They go 6-11 in his final year there, and without really giving him a chance to regroup and give it another shot the next year, they just fire him, bring in Brian Callahan. They were the worst team in the league last year and got the number 1 overall pick. And then you go look at what they did this year, and 1-5 in the first 6 games, and it's just a really poor attempt.
Yeah.
To, I guess, try to save face as the ownership and move on again. But I don't know. I don't know exactly what they're doing. It's beyond me. But this is like the exact example of like what not to do as an NFL franchise owner.
Well, and also it's like what awkward, but maybe also just perfect timing that you do it the week before you play Mike Vrabel again
Yeah,
and the Patriots, where you go look at the obviously both teams were picking. Where did the Patriots pick again? Were they fourth?
yeah, they're
Yeah,
fourth.
they're fourth. Yeah, so like both teams were essentially in the same spot as the last year. And Mike Vrabel comes in 6 games in, and you can make a really good argument the Patriots are going to win that could win the AFC East after beating the Bills 2 weeks ago, and could be like on their way to a deep playoff run the way the AFC set up. And
Yeah,
then 6 games in on the other side, Cam Ward. Cam Ward is doing the best he can. Like nobody's really faulting Cam Ward, but also too, you go look at some of the offseason moves, and it's like they're trying to rebuild the offensive line, but they go into this season like you bring in Tyler Lockett, who's 33-ish, I think. You go bring in Van Jefferson. Like so you give him old veteran receivers past his prime, plus then day 3 rookie receivers to
yeah,
to to have to throw to. And it's just you're setting up your guy for not a great season, but that could also be expected. You're picking first overall for a reason, so
yeah.
you think that there'd be some time here. So there's something interpersonal going on. It seems like, but that's what we all thought with Mike Vrabel and the owner, which is why they got fired. That there was some interpersonal, disagreement that led to the firing. So I that's what I think. And also too, I'm picking New England to win this game. I already was. Now I'm definitely going to have them pick this game, even though it's on the road. But it's like it's important to talk about this because Tennessee as a franchise is just what have they been doing over the past couple of years? Because on the flip side, going over to your Patriots now, Drake May looked great
Yeah.
against New Orleans team in the Superdome with a good defense. Like this
Yeah.
Saints team kind of
The,
reminds me of the Titans team a little bit, where struggling on the offense. Even the Saints offense actually is looking a little bit better than Spencer Rattler, but still a solid defense that you have to worry about that could get after the quarterback.
I actually was really impressed with the Saints. You
Yeah,
go look, they have only had one really rough game, and that was that game in Seattle where they had two special teams touchdowns, got up like 35-3. Other than
yeah.
that, all their games have been within one possession, and they just have happened to lose all of them except for was it the Titans? No, it was the
Now
Giants.
the
Uh,
yeah
Other than the Giants, and so I actually was really impressed there. This defensive line gets after it. The secondary, they had some coverage lapses, especially in the first half. And then the second half, not trying to go on like an official rant here, but did you see the officiating in this game?
yeah, it wasn't great. It was,
And it wasn't
this
great.
whole weekend, college football and pros, I
Yeah.
thought very questionable.
Uh, I have never seen a more poorly officiated game. I don't even know, like Drake May, his QB sneak for the 2-point conversion. He goes into the pile and you have no idea where the football is. You don't know if it crossed the goal line or not. You can see Drake May, but like I don't know how you overturn that call when the call on the field was that he was short. I thought the fumble on Jawan Johnson was skeptical. Of like, I think it definitely gets punched out, but does he have possession when he hits the ground? You don't really know. And the call on the field again was that he was down by contact. I don't know.
Hmm.
And then that doesn't even the pass interference on Stephon Diggs on his 51-yard catch was that's not a penalty.
Hmm.
Uh and the pass interference on Demario Douglas's 61-yard touchdown, I still don't even know which ref threw the flag.
Yeah.
Like they were about to line up to kick the extra point when they called pass interference. I don't know how that's possible to do. So that was the worst officiated NFL game I think I've ever seen. Um, and through all that, I think the Patriots, that defensive line got a couple sacks. I think really showed up against the run. And offensively, I think the offensive line was okay. They still can't really run the ball, which is frustrating. But yeah, Drake May, I think Drake May has cemented himself, I think, in the MVP conversation after the first third of the season. I think you go look Baker Mayfield, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen is up there as well. I think you put Drake May second, third, somewhere on that list. He's in the
Yeah.
conversation. Not saying he's deserving of the award, but
He
uh,
he's making some throws that are all world. Like
oh
even if
yeah,
you go back to that build, some of those Bills throws,
uh,
especially over the center, over some of these linebackers are just great. I
yeah,
mean, he is playing really well, and I think he's just going to keep on improving. I think this offensive line is going to
yeah.
keep on improving. You got to get rid of Morgan Moses. That dude's not good at
Well,
all. But
he's 34. He's a veteran and leader on that offensive line. I think that right tackle they need to make an investment in
he's a
the draft.
liability. I'll put it that way.
Uh, yeah.
Well, and I think that's getting to this game here. I know we've talked a lot about kind of more opinion stuff with like what's going on with Tennessee as an organization, but if there is one really good solid point for this Tennessee team, it is this defensive line, and it's going to be a fun matchup watching your offensive line go up against their defensive line. And so I don't know. I mean, we'll have to see how much heart is in it for Tennessee because I mean the season's already been shot, but like you can at least go and start like striving to work towards things and just try and get better. It's kind of how you've
Yeah.
seen the Saints do as of right now. But I'm curious now, like you have a whole new head coaching system and like the season's a wash only just because you're like, well, what development are we going to be able to do? Like, because any
So
system or program we try and implement. But if we're talking about talent on the field, it is a really good matchup with Jeffrey Simmons, as you're talking about. You're going to have um, the rest of that defensive front seven
yeah.
that can disrupt a lot of things offensively. It's going to be just another good test, I think, for you guys to just keep on improving it and come up with good offensive schemes.
Yeah. And the big thing here, and this is like kind of getting into some of my concerns for this game, because I am picking the Patriots. But one of my concerns is I feel like you see this once or twice every single NFL season. Coach gets fired mid season, and then the team comes out with a fire in their eyes the next week, and then they end up sneaking out a win that they probably shouldn't have. Um, and I hope that doesn't happen here. I hope the Patriots come in prepared and ready to go for whoever is stepping up as the interim head coach.
Yeah.
And then also you look at this offensive line matchup versus this defensive line. I think that that's going to be something that they struggle with, but especially in the run game. This is one thing that I actually thought that they would be much better at than in the passing game, because looking at it, I thought the Patriots receivers were good, not great, which they've actually been very solid so far this year. But go look at how just, I don't even want to say mediocre, but borderline bad this offensive running game has been for the Patriots. And whether they're turning the ball over, I feel like they can't have explosive plays or good or really good chunk run plays without turning the ball over, or they're just like running the ball into the back of their offensive linemen for 2 to 3 yards a carry.
Yeah.
I feel like they can't have the big plays without fumbling. And I don't know what it is exactly. If you look at some offensive line metrics, the Patriots are like 17th or 18th in the league in run game push per run play, which, I mean, that's fine. That's average. And the Patriots running backs are near the bottom of the league in yards after contact. And so I think for me, I really want to see this run game get established. I don't know if this is quite the game to do that, but I think if this game gets put all on Drake Maye, he can definitely handle it. I'm confident in that at this point. But at what point does a team come out and actually slow down this offense? It's been pretty potent so far this year.
Yeah, that to me, I think is going to be Tennessee's only path to any sort of success is going to be slowing down this offense, like with the play of this defensive front. Because even to Calvin Ridley's probably not going to play in this game. He hurt his hamstring in the last one, so that's normally at least 2 to 3 weeks, depending on the
Yeah.
severity of the hamstring injury, especially from the receiver position as well. So that's only going to even keep on limiting the amount of offensive production that the Tennessee offense can provide. So it's going to be, can this defense just somehow hang on? But I don't see it being that way. Even if they do stop the run, how are they going to stop you guys passing the ball, which has been extremely good.
Yeah, and then also too, the last thing I'll say, and then we'll wrap it up. I spoke pretty highly of the Patriots defense, especially after the last 2 weeks here. This run defense is top of the league. They're one of the best in the NFL. But this pass defense, I don't know what it is exactly. The safety room is not where it needs to be. Craig Woodson is a rookie. Jalen Hawkins missed this Saints game, so that put other guys in the starting lineup like Kyle Duggar, Del Pettis. But they have a really good corner room in Carlton Davis and Christian Gonzalez. But for whatever reason, they just can't seem to get things quite worked out on the back end. I don't know if Tennessee is quite the team that can really take advantage of it. It's not like they have elite weapons really anywhere. But this is one thing that I am starting to develop a bit of a concern about, is when they play teams with like speedy receivers. Rashid Shaheed, Chris Olave gave them some fits last week. And I don't think Tennessee is that way, but I do worry a little bit about them with like true speed on the other side, just because I don't know if the safety room can really keep them from getting behind them at this point in time. So
Yeah,
the front seven, pretty happy with so far this year. Just the secondary, little bit of a concern, but I don't think Tennessee can really take advantage of it. So
no, you guys will be fine.
yeah, I hope so. So let's go ahead. Let's wrap it up here. If you guys have not already, please go ahead and like and subscribe. That is the best way to help out the channel. While you're down there, leave a comment on who you think is going to come out ahead in this matchup. Will it be the New England Patriots? Will it be the Tennessee Titans? And other than that, we'll see you guys next time.